Hello, and thankful Thursday. I think I lose track of all the days, but I think it's Thursday. So good morning. Come on in. The weather's fine. I think it's probably about it dropped. It's 63. So come on in and let's enjoy this morning and share with somebody that we are going to share some love out today. So let me find that we are definitely online. Oh my gosh, this verify who you are stuff is going to drive me insane. Got it. Good morning, Joanne, and good afternoon to you, Pat Moss. And I think I have to sneeze. It's one of those mornings. All right, we got a few people finding it. Would you all help me share it out, please, so that we can get our peeps in here and get the family in to see each other and love on each other. All right, finally it's coming up. So let me just share. Good morning, Jennifer Langren. I'm just going to put it in a couple of groups. Okay. All right. Now people should be able to find us. And there we are. Hope Wellington Marshall, good morning. I'm glad you found it. And thank you so much for sharing it. Okay, so let's go into our hearts. Turn the noisemaker off. All right. There we go. Okay, how's everybody doing? Let's do a heart brain and then we'll check in and see what's going on. Gracie, oh my gosh, our Grace Isis is in the house. Now I'm really happy. It's a great day because I see some beautiful people coming in. Kathleen Caputo, Mama Hada Bear, Deirdre. Yes, happy Thankful Thursday. There's our Sally. All right, let's go into our hearts. Touch your heart center and slow down your breathing and add in the love. Just feel that joy that's in your heart because you know that you are loved and you are. And let's just say some beautiful words to ourselves. I am enough. I am enough. Really feel that. I am amazing. I am worthy. I am grateful for this day. And I am ready to greet this day head on with whatever it may bring. Feel your power this morning. Know that you are worthy of whatever good is coming your way. Good morning, Suzanne. Leo, I was just talking about you last night with Sharon. How are you doing? And just hoping that everything is going better for you after what had happened there with the flooding. All right, I'm going to get to the message. The angel message was stand confidently. Once you face your fear, nothing is ever as hard as you think. And that was said by Olivia Newton-John. Okay. I had an interesting conversation today with Sharon about fear, specifically about facing our fear of heights. It is something we both share, but neither of us knows when it started. I am okay being up high as long as I can hold on to something, or at least know there is a solid object nearby in case I become unstable, which usually is what happens. It may just be one of those things I don't understand in this lifetime, and I'm okay with that. There's so much more living that I want to do, and I choose to not let fear control my life. By acknowledging the fear and honoring it, I can gain confidence and take control of my life. Dear angels, gaining confidence is a journey that requires patience, perseverance, and spiritual guidance. It does not come easily, especially when fear is present. But by trusting in a higher power, practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, and knowing who we can lean on for support, we can live our lives with greater confidence and purpose. Dear ones, when you shine a light on the fear, it takes away its power. The more confident you can become in every part of your life, the less the fear will come up for you. Stay present in each and every moment. Your awareness and determination to stand confidently is the key to letting the fear go. Take back control of your life. You may not be able to release every bit of the fear, but decide what is most important, staying afraid or staying at peace. It's your choice. Dear angels, today I promise to not run from my fear, but to embrace it. Fears. I know there's a quote, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. I believe that. I believe that we can make a choice if we're going to be fearful. And then whatever happens, we're able to really meet it head on. But I know my fear of heights is the one thing that I just have a hard time shaking. And so knowing it, acknowledging it, and knowing my limits, that's what helps me. So if I find myself in a situation where I am I would call it a precarious place where there's just open space and there's nothing really to grab to make me feel safe, then I know I can back away with ease and grace, and I know it's okay because I know how protected I am by the angels. Good morning, Kathy Hand. So what's your challenge? What is it that when you are thrown into a situation, it makes you fearful? I know for a lot of people, it's really being heard. A lot of people have a problem using their authentic voice and speaking up and being heard. So that's something that I don't have a problem with, but where it's physical and I just start shaking because there's nothing that I can hold on to for solid ground, that's mine. So I'll just be real and raw and honest with you. That is my one thing in this lifetime that I have not been able to conquer. And it's okay. I'm okay with it. And I think it's the being okay that gets me through whenever those times happen. If my breath is taken away because all of a sudden it seems like I'm going to be falling. Um, and I used to have dreams about falling. Oh, I hated those dreams. It was just, I would really be scared and wake up with my heart pounding. All right, good morning, Kathy Han. And Leo said, I'm doing great. Finally through with the insurance company. They removed some of the dehumidifier machine out of my place, and I can finally get it organized. Good. Pat, you're doing the mirror lesson today. Good. Good morning, Lauren. Sally says an unfounded fear of heights is found to happen a lot after childbirth. This happens often to seemingly fearless people, and it's my fear. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, Sally? I can't go to the edge of the cliff, and I have been at the Grand Canyon. I'm okay with standing there if there's something to hold on to. I love the Grand Canyon. I've been many times, but I can't stand on the edge. Well, I probably could, but I acknowledge that it would not be a good situation for me to be in. I'll put it that way, because I detest that word can't. The last time I was at the Grand Canyon, there was a couple that were sitting out on the very edge of a rock that jutted out over the canyon. I was having heart palpitations just seeing them. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even look at you guys. I couldn't even watch as they sat there with nothing but just air and sitting out over the Grand Canyon. I know that they have a glass bottom bridge that you can walk out onto. It doesn't go across the canyon, but it juts out over the canyon. And I'm like, no, nope, I will pass, thank you. And Lauren says, I have dreams where I feel like I'm falling at the end just before I wake up. I've had those so many times in my life, Lauren. Yeah, it's not a good thing to have to wake up to. Kathy, I used to be afraid of dying, but since I found this group, I know death is not the end. Yeah. I've never been afraid of death. I I guess I just knew innately that it's something that happens and I'm not going to be afraid of it. And then like you, Kathy, when I came to understand that, no, that's not the end. That's actually a new beginning. Hope, where did the falling dreams go? I too used to have those years ago, but suddenly they disappeared. I think it's part of the growth when we become aware of who we are and that we're spirit, and then we relax more with that energy of impending death. And it's just not, it doesn't hold that same daunting fear that it used to for many of us. And Kathy, prayers for Bob, me, and Scooby for a safe weekend getaway at Lake Norman and with Marlena in North Carolina. I'm so glad you're doing that, Kathy. That's awesome. And Lauren says, I don't dream that I'm falling. I just feel like I'm falling. Yeah. Yep, it happens. All right. So what does Kuan Yin have to say about this conversation? She says, keeping it simple. Your mind may convince you that manifesting your destiny is more difficult or complex than it needs to be. Yet the guidance of the Divine Mother is to keep things simple. Do what you can do and let go of everything else. I like that. And, I really try to keep things simple. I try to keep it as uncomplicated as I possibly can. But sometimes the complication sneaks in there. And then I just have to step back and observe and say, it's okay. It's okay to not be able to stand out on the edge of space. It's okay. Kathleen, good morning. Mama Hada Bear says, I always had those falling dreams just before I wake up. I felt like I was thrown onto my bed. I read that we have been out of our body and that feeling is when we enter it again. I'm sure that's part of it too, Kathleen. And I do quantum jumping at night. I do a lot of out of body stuff when I finally do lay down. But I haven't had that falling feeling in a long, long time. Kathy, prayers of protection for our house while we are away, and that Colin is responsible. Put that energy out there and set the intention. We'll set it with you, Kathy. Brookie, good morning. And good morning, sweet Dylan and Maxwell. And how is Dylan doing? I hope everything's looking up for you, Brookie. And Sally says, nope, or window in tall buildings or glass elevators. I will never visit the Grand Canyon. I tried facing my fear and did a rope swing out over a 90-foot high cliff. Not too high, so I thought I could do it. I dropped into the water, did it twice, and I'm good with that fear. Alrighty, you're braver than I am, because I don't do water very well as far as being in the water. I love water, but I want to stay on this side of the bank. Thank you. Ricky and Josie, good morning. And Deirdre says, keep it simple, sweetie. My past blog. Yeah, that was a great blog. And I like that they used sweetie in there instead of what a lot of people use. But I choose to use happy words, and so do the angels. Joanne, prayers that we are able to move our home with grace and ease. That is what we're praying for, Joanne. And speaking of prayers, since I didn't get up yesterday to do the show, we are doing the prayer list today. So if you have anything to add to it, let me just put up here for you to type in your prayer requests. Here we go. And I will be sharing the Peapod prayer list. Let me see if I can get it. There it is. Okay. So when it's time, in just a few minutes, we'll go over that. But meanwhile, it is Thankful Thursday. So you know the drill. Give me one thing you're grateful for. What is it? If you could pull something out of your brain and you could say, it's that. I am grateful for that. What is it? I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for waking up today, for realizing that it's a gift to take a breath. It's a gift to walk on this earth plane and to feel the love that we have inside of us. That's our birthright, but it's also a gift. And so when I wake up in the morning, I acknowledge that gift, and I acknowledge that I don't know how much time I have here on this earth. None of us do, really. We might feel something intuitively, but we don't know. I was telling Sharon yesterday, I've been feeling a lot of my spiritual family that's in spirit, and I've been feeling different people. And one of them was Sharon Stroud. I love her so immensely. And I feel like she's really guiding me right now and guiding this tour, because she was all about peace. And she was a huge peace ambassador. And she had told me when we were sitting with we were having a cup of tea one day, and she said that she felt her number was 101. She thought she was going to live to be 101 years old, and it didn't happen. She went before that, but I think sometimes we do know intuitively what our number is, but it doesn't matter, does it? We're going to be here as long as we're going to be here until our time is up. But I just thought it was interesting that she was so sure that that was it. And I was surprised when she left her physical body. I didn't think it was time for her to go, but Spirit said, nope, this is an exit point, and she chose to take it. Deirdre, grateful that I can make myself laugh like a fool. Oh my gosh, I've had so many laughs lately with Sharon. It's just silly stuff and laughing at ourselves. And that's such a good thing to do. If you can have a belly laugh, oh yeah, that's the best thing you can do. Deirdre, prayers for all humans, Gaia, and world peace, and attention to human trafficking. Absolutely. Kathy, I'm grateful to be able to be going to spend some time with Marty and her friends in a rental home on Lake Norman. Oh, I hope you do send pictures. I think that would be amazing, Kathy. We'd love to see that because I love North Carolina. It's one of the most beautiful states that we have. Pete Pablo, welcome. Well, I don't believe in accidents. There are no accidents or coincidences, so welcome. Brookie, I'm grateful for this life, this beautiful, healthy child, reusable diapers, washing machines, and decaf coffee. Oh, sweet one, are you still having a hard time with nights? I know your little one wasn't letting you get much sleep at night, if any, and I don't know how that's changed as Max is growing, but I'm so grateful for you and your little family. All right, let's see who came in. Isabel. Good morning, sweet Isabel. And Leo's off to South Carolina on Monday. Oh, cool. Well, I don't know if you'll be able to see Kathy while you're up there. Wouldn't that be something? And Sally says, my family in your prayers, please. As yesterday we lost a cousin as well. For some reason, death just seems to be around us at this time. I'm choosing to see it as endings to a beautiful life and beginnings to an even more beautiful life. That's a wonderful outlook. You know, you all know that I went through a period there where it was like almost every day or every other day, there was somebody that I knew and loved and was very close to that was leaving. And yeah, it's tough when you have those hits and it's one right after another. So, Sally, my heart goes out to your family. Pat says, I'm so grateful and blessed when someone toxic told lies about me. I used to get really upset and I now bless them. I love that. I do the same thing, Pat. So we're on the same page there, girlfriend. And I'm glad that you are using that method of loving yourself because it is showing self-love when you do that. Gracie, grateful for the dawn, its light, and ability to hop back onto the highway of experience with a full tank. Yay. Oh, Kathy, you come back to Maryland on Monday, so you won't get to see our Leo. Darn it. And Hope says, I'm grateful for my grandson, Rio. He warms my heart. I'm so glad. All right, let's do a message from the Angel message book, the tiny book of angel messages. And why am I backwards? I've got my my screen is mirrored, so I'm seeing the book backwards. And I need to change that right now before I try to pull the list up. So go ahead and somebody pick a page, please. 47. Okay. And Sally says, Pat Moss, I truly needed to hear that message. Change the way we view people's toxic judgments. Yeah. All right, let's go with page 47. And Kathleen wants message number 2. So let's see what we have. Page 47. And number 2, it says, stop looking at the contrast as your enemy. It is merely your teacher. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one, because we do look at the things in life, the irritations and frustrations and the toxic energy. We look at it as an enemy. And if we could take what Pat Moss does, what I do, what other people do to handle that, and we use it as our teacher instead of an enemy, then we can pour love into it. And that's what it is, because I call it the sandpaper. We have sandpaper people that just really grate at us and grind. And then they're helping us to be our beautiful selves, to shine, to be like the pearl that comes out of the oyster. So if you have sandpaper people in your life, send them love. Say thank you. Thank you for the experience. And I know some people can't do that. You're not there yet. But if you can just pour love into every situation, it just makes a difference. It changes because you change. And Sally says, oh my goodness, yes, I am not myself today, trying to breathe, but it's hard right now. It's okay. Just take it one moment at a time. Sometimes we have to take it 1 second at a time. But be gentle with yourself and just allow and send love. So just send love. Oksana says, good morning. I am so grateful for the energy of love that always is there for me, flows through me, nourishes me, breathes in me, supports me, and prospers me. I surrender to its flow, to its light, to its love. Thank you. Our beautiful poetress. I just love when you come in and share with us. And Sally says, and an electric sander to my family. Yeah. Yeah, I can relate. Fricky says, Max is no longer raging all night. He is actually sleeping 2 to 3 hours between nursing, and a couple of times even 4 hours, including last night. Yay, Max. You go, little guy. You just keep growing and thriving. We love you so much. All right, let's get to our prayers. So as I read the names on our prayer list, just remember, this is one of your loved ones. Somebody spoke up here, because this is where the prayer list originated and where it will always be a part of what we do. It is our service. So remember, as the name is read, that's a loved one from one of our P's. Marietta, in toxic situations, remember to call on AAA. Accept, align, allow. That's right. And then pour that love into it. Okay, so here we go. The Peapod prayer list. We pray for all the P's for peace. And we pray for peace on our earth. I think I need to take the title off so we can see all of this. There we go. Okay. All right. We're praying for Prachetta, Prachir, and Goofy, Aunt Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine, and her daughters, Anya and Myra, and her mom, for Abha, Billy and Tim, and for their son Brian especially, Sheila and Kevin, Gary, Donnie, David, Kevin, and Holly Langford, Loretta and Cecil Boone, Joanne Castrillo, for her husband John and their family, their daughter Jackie and grandson Eris. And let's please lift Joanne up for this smooth transition as they are moving from one house to another, and for all the paperwork to be filed with ease and grace. For Deirdre and her daughter Danya and Thump the cat, for Deirdre's sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni and Viola, Tia Fernetti, Michael, Suzanne and her family, daughters Jillian and Jackie, and your granddaughter Jessa and sister Corina, Jacob, Marietta and Ed, with Good Girl Pearl and Mr. Wiggles out on Sweet Dreams, and praying for that boat to work as easy as it can and get you all down the water. Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and his family, and Leo, travel prayers for you. Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie Morrow, and Josie's parents, Tom and Mary, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Lorio, getting ready to see them again. Jean, Auntie Jean, and Ron Lorio and their family. Christina and Carrie Leftwich and their family. Aunt Mary Lou Burdick, Catherine and Michael Kovacs and all their family and fur babies. Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, and the family, as Sally Harper is now in spirit. Kathy and Bob Hand and the family, and travel prayers for you as you go see Marlena, and prayers for Colin, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss, your daughter and grandchildren, and your sister Susan, Becky LaFave and Travis, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and his family, especially his brother Raymond and Raymond's wife Kathy, Hope Wellington Marshall, and beautiful Zena. I'm so glad he was on the other day. And Hope's parents, Winston and Cynthia, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, Cassandra, Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandchildren and her sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Michael Langren, Oksana and your mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, Maximus and Max's teacher, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese and your daughters Inesh and Teresa, Beata and her daughter Juliana, Linda and Dick Lemieux and her sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and Stacy's mom Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean. I haven't seen either of our Jeans this morning. Somebody give a shout out please to Jean Wolinski and to Jean Lorio, and let's get them in here. So all of Jean's beautiful family, the fur babies and the new fur baby, her beautiful new puppy that she has, Razzmatazz, we're going to add to that list of all the babies. Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Pam Moore's family, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle. Thank you, Deirdre. Brookie and your beautiful, beautiful family of Dylan and Max and and your mother. I want to put her in there for some reason. I hope she's doing well. The Girardis, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Lillian in Norway and all of her family, Kathleen Caputo, Iris, baby Wyatt and his mom, baby Haven and his mom, Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Captain Corey, our little pirate, and his mom Pixie. And the captain isn't doing so well, so please help me lift him up in prayer. Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isis, who was with us this morning, all of her family over in Kenya and the fur babies, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer, and Karen's beautiful Kaylee is now in spirit. So please lift Karen up. She's doing great, and I'm going to get to see her really soon. Prayers for her daughter Marissa and her mom, Vicky King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy Fisk and her daughter and her sister Tracy, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle and her mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and her family. And let's just please lift that family up that they can finally find either a house to move into or what they need to do to build on the lot where their house burned down. They're still dealing with that issue. And it's just a lot of people there in the area. So we lift up all of Boulder, Colorado. Diana Bertut, Jeannie and Sister Merle, Deb Goldberg and family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and her sons and her dog, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family, Sherry Gatewood and her brother-in-law, Hanaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family, Bill B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and her friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joseph, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Pish and her family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Lenny Rick Ulfick, who's doing really well. After 4 months in the hospital, he is getting stronger every day. John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and her family, and Kuka goes to the doctor Friday to see if she's going to need a cast or a boot for her ankle. Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers, and her son, Alan, and daughter, Alicia, Keegan and Wyatt Linder, Barbara Kaufman McGillicuddy, Irene, who had hip surgery, and Bill Cutrone, which is Kathy's neighbor, and I believe that he had his surgery. Joanne McConn-New, Whitney, Jude Doughton, Karen Gibbons and daughter, Matt, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss and your mom Cynthia, Linda Kiss, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Complimans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher, Brian Hughes, Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Sylvie Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel, Joey, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdowski, EC, Shelley Newman and Terry Newman, and I heard from Shelley she is going to get the surgery, the heart surgery that she needs, and it's a very difficult surgery, so please lift up my friend Shelley. Iris, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the Cat, Marisol Soto, Cassie, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger, Salvi Barnes, Odd Barnes, Gunn Ellen Sundahl, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson Higman Simpson, Sam, which is Suzanne's dog, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia Benedita, Rebecca Seward Rickardson, and Kathleen says she saw Bill yesterday. He said he's doing very well, and he wanted me to thank everyone for the prayers. Tell him we lift him up every day, Kathleen. All right, we have Matt, Anjali Bahaz, Juliette Herman, Paula Graca, David Brett, the Rowland family, Colleen, Dylan Hickson, C. Megan Michaels family, Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, Jay Briscoe's family and friends, Julie Kiss's Uncle Freddie, Robert Wallington, which is Sally's son-in-law, and Sally's grandchildren, Ben and Joe, JT, Frances Nalvin, Shanna Danielle Riverin and her family, Annie's Aunt Carol, Andrea's Aunt Esther Ann, Chris and Natika, Christine and Ed, Charlie, Isaac, Jonathan and Eddie, Barbara and Diane, Kim, Peter and Catherine DeSanti, and Mary Jane in Vermont. So if I've missed any over the last few weeks, if you have somebody that you need us to add in here to this list, please let me know. Type it into the comments so that I know I need to go in and put that. Okay, so let's go into our hearts, thinking of all of these that we've lifted up, asking our Creator to answer for the best and highest good of all, whatever is needed in each person's life. And we just speak healing over each and every one. And I just want to send healing to anybody who needs it today. Anybody who may be in pain, whether that's a physical pain or emotional pain, I just ask that the healing take place, that your hearts are touched, that whatever part of your body is giving you some problems, that the pain energy go. We do healing from the inside. So just breathe in love. Breathe in the love that I'm sending right now to you, and let it go to that part of your body that it needs to go to. And then release. And let's say this prayer together. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. We pray that each and every one of our prayers have been heard, and that love is what's going to flow from our hearts to each one of these that we lifted up today. So let's do that. Let's send out that love right now. And we do it on the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. I love you all so very much. Thank you for being a part of this family. Oh, and thank you, Marietta, for sending the Reiki out. Every day here on the morning show, we've been doing healing. So accept the healing. Accept that beautiful energy that comes from each of our hearts as we lift up you, your loved ones, your spot in the world, wherever that may be. If there's something happening, then let's lift up the energy. I am making my plans for what's going to happen after I leave here, which will happen next week, you guys. I can't believe that it's happening so fast, but I'll be heading out of Sharon's house next week, and I'm going to California by way of Colorado. And those of you who know geography know that that doesn't make any sense at all, except that's what the angels have me doing. So I'm going back to Boulder, and sweet Karen Palmer is going to join me there for a few days. I get to see her and give her some love after the trauma she's been through. And then I'm headed to California after that. And then on down the road, headed toward the East Coast. So let's see what we got. Marietta, thank you. Marietta is sending Reiki to all of God's children. There is no separation, none at all. Thank you, Marietta. And Deirdre is giving out our heart telephone. Thank you. I love you. Ricky, Rick, and Josie. Hope Wellington Marshall, thank you. I love you. Our Grace Isis. Oh, thank you. I love you so much, Gracie. Kathleen Caputo, thank you. I love you. I love you all so much. Pat Moss, thank you. I love you. Those are magical words. Just take those words in. Take them with you throughout your day. Don't forget to smile. Marietta reminds us that a smile is spirit magnifying incredible, loving energy. So use it. Use your smile today to spread joy into the world. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. I love you. So spread it out there. Put some peace into the world around you with your smile. And stay in your heart. Stay blessed. I love you, and I will see you later. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.